Nigel Reo-Coker, our very own captain of the show. You were captain at what, 20 years old for West Ham?
Yes, and Wimbledon, I think I was 19 at Wimbledon. In the Championship, actually, it was in Championship, yeah, before I went to West Ham, 19 or 18.
Also at Wembley, right?
Yes,
you let England down.
FA Cup final as well. So
what a resume.
Yes, deserves it.
Let's talk about
terrible leader here, but on the pitch, fantastic.
Let's talk about the captains then of all of these teams, because as we know, Nige, they're in completely different moments and momentums as well coming into this. How do you manage this second phase of what's been a really long, grueling year?
It's quite interesting. I know that all the different captains are in different moments for their team. You talk about form, losing form, coming into form. But one thing will never change. It's about relationships. And it's just like us as a team now. It's about relationships and understanding each other. A good captain will have relationships with everyone in the dressing room. And it's going to be your responsibility to look around, to know your players, know who needs an arm around them, know who needs a bit more of a kick up the backside, and know who needs to be motivated. And not just before the game, but even during the game. For instance, if Grella's my winger, and he's like a Kvaratskhelia, and he's taking on the fullback, and I see him beat the fullback in the first 5-10 minutes, get it to Grella, give him again. Grella, you got him on toast. You keep encouraging him in that kind of mentality. But the biggest thing you have to have is understanding the players that you play with. And there's no excuses, because you've been together for a long, grueling season, through good results, bad results, indifferent results. You should know your player. You should know their strengths, their weaknesses, and what's needed in this moment.
Have you ever been compared to Kvara before, Grella? Or is that first for you?
I already heard him say, he's here, clip it.
I said if he was like Kvara, but they come into different things.
Yeah.
When we
is that what you took from that? That whole thing about being a captain and about all the messaging that he just delivered? Is that what you took from that? That's good.
Just in the moment.
For instance, though, just like when we went into the playoff and we went on a run, we were a united team. We used to fight on the training ground, so we knew each other so well. And we all had the desire to get back to the Premier League. You know, we were listening when we got to West Ham. We can't believe how West Ham went down. They were too good a team to go down at the time. You're talking about a team with Jermaine Defoe, Michael Carrick, Paolo Di Canio, some absolute legends at the time. So we were responsible to bring West Ham back to the promised land. We went through a run, but I could look around in the dressing room and let's just say the adrenaline was pumping. Everyone was excited. Like Troy said earlier, when you come into these playoff games, it's a different atmosphere, not just for the players, but also for the fans. It literally is like a Champions League kind of atmosphere, because this is the real business now. This is it to get to a grand final.
It's so true, because we've seen how much these teams have changed, even with the comparison to where they were over the really tough Christmas break that we saw at Southampton, all the way down in 12th place. Middlesbrough were looking good, Hull City and Millwall were up there compared to the final match day. So how is it different, Nige, for a team like Millwall, you would say, that just missed out? Because that's hard on its own merit, isn't it, to miss out by just 1 point compared to a Hull City that have all that momentum of sneaking in on the final day?
Yes, Hull have that momentum. Millwall just missed out. But again, you've got to look at the two kind of clubs. Hull City have been to the Premier League. Millwall have never been to the Premier League. And it's an opportunity for them. This for them, they've got nothing to lose. So when you're in that dressing room now, you've got to say to your players, you have nothing to lose. Look what we've achieved this season. No one wants to play us. We have our foundation. We got to where we got to because we earned it. We can play football. We can be physical. We can be rough. We could be whatever you want us to be, but we have the quality as well to get the job done. And what do we have to lose? But we can make history. So if you put that kind of message in the dressing room, that's fine. For Hull City, there's going to be pressure and expectation because they've been to the Premier League before and they want to return to the Premier League. So there's probably going to be more expectation and more pressure on a Hull than there would be on Millwall.
Troy, you were saying you were captain, obviously, after you got promoted, so you weren't kind of captain through the playoffs.
No, I was captain of a team that came up in second. We went second with Bournemouth.
Okay.
So the year we was in the playoffs, I wasn't captain. 2 years after that, I was captain, and we went up in.
And if you were captain now, which of the four teams would you like to be captain of?
Oh, my personality, probably Millwall, probably the underdog, probably the messaging similar to what Nigel was saying. Okay, everyone thinks that we shouldn't be here. You know, we're the ones who haven't been there. Let's go and make history. But again, Hull City have been fantastic. I use the term misfits because they had the transfer embargo. So a lot of this team was assembled through free transfers, people that have been released from clubs, people with sketchy backgrounds. Someone like Ollie McBurney has bounced around because he's a wild character, but a character that you need. And if you can tame him and give him the love, he does what he does. And we're going to get into Ollie a little bit later. But if I'm Hull, I'm saying, okay, let's show everybody. We got that messaging as a group that, hey, they don't think we can do this. Kind of like us with the Carabao Cup. The company didn't think we could do it. We did it. We got there. We showed them how it's done.
Most watched Carabao Cup.
Most watched. We'll just say that we grow. And then for Southampton, there's more pressure on them because literally 2 years ago, they were in this situation. They won and they went through, obviously, with Russell Martin. Middlesbrough are the only team I would not like to be the captain of because I don't know what I'm going to get. You look at they were second. And then just look at Southampton, by the way. Look at Middlesbrough, 43 points, ended up with 80. Southampton, 31 points, end up with 80. So when you look at the way that the teams have gone from the turn of the year to now, Middlesbrough's the one I'd be a little bit worried.
That's a good point. What about you, Grell? Would you be worried to be captain of them too?
Yeah, I'm not a captain guy. I don't like to captain. I like to play football. But, you know, everyone is different.
So
I think it's a difficult job to do, and it's amazing that you guys were able to do that. For me, the stark difference in these teams is, regardless of who you want to captain, is Southampton and Middlesbrough have the highest possession in the league. They play football. They're like, in the real world, would be like finance guys or scholars or whatever of the game. And Millwall, whole city, the construction workers, firemen, policemen, right? They're little bearded, rougher, stronger. They're more vertical. They want to play a physical game. So that's, for me, the stark difference of what we're going to get today. We're going to get the two brawlers today, and then tomorrow we're going to get the two teams that want to play football in the final. By the way it is, we're going to have a contrasting style, so it's going to be really nice.
Which team would you have played for then? If you're not the captain, would you have been the finance
100%
guy
Southampton and Middlesbrough, the team with the football. Play between the lines, move it quick, don't get kicked. 100%.
But I think the big point out of all those teams, what point that Troy makes is great. You can make history if you're Millwall. So now if you could get the messaging right to make history, that is it. You'll be remembered forever in the club. That's what it is.